Alrighty, here we go. In for another social distancing recording. Here we are. I'm Jacob. Hello.
I'm Aidan.
We're recording this using the internet, using the magic of technology. We're doing a Discord call across much space to be here together to play a video game with you, the people. Yes. How's it going, Aidan? How you doing today?
It's great. Well, it was sunny. I think it's supposed to storm today now, actually. But when I was outside, it was very sunny and very warm.
But we're here today playing Super Mario Galaxy. If you haven't watched our Vanquish video or a couple of other videos that have been produced remotely, the footage for this has already been shot, and Aidan and I are just watching it together. So this is not really a live playing. I shot the footage of all of this, and now we're watching it playback together. All that kind of stuff. We're playing Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii, released 2007, as it says right there on the title screen.
Gosh. That's so crazy to think, like, how long ago.
So Aidan, what's your relationship with this video game?
This was one of the first games I had from my Wii.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the first like big kid console I had. I had like Game Boys, and I honestly think I may have had a Wii before I had a DS. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this was kind of my introduction to gaming in general.
Yeah, that's why I thought this might be kind of neat to do with you, because I know you talked that it had a kind of a special spot for you. I personally owned a GameCube and some other stuff, and I was into games a little bit before I got a Wii. Though I would say the time period around where I got a Wii was when I started getting pretty serious into video games and the history of video games and all kinds of stuff in general. Though the Galaxy wasn't the first game I got from my Wii. I got it a little bit late. I got it a year or two after release, probably. As we're gonna see in a second when we look at the save files in here, I hadn't played it in quite some time either. Not since, not in a number of years. But it was fun to go back to. Mario games, generally speaking, they stand up to the test of time. They're pretty polished experiences overall. Anyway, here we go. Old save files with embarrassing dates attached to them, and also
moon?
My brother used his for his save.
Oh, so it's an empty slot.
I shouldn't say his save file, one of his save files. I imagine all these save files are split between all of us, and everybody spent time on all of them. That was the only one. 2009 was the last date that one was loaded up, and I'm pretty sure that one is like almost everything. I think we were on New Game Plus with Luigi, because once you get everything, you unlock Luigi. I think. Or maybe we were like 1 or 2 stars away from getting Luigi. I feel like we had Luigi. I don't know. I didn't load it up to find out, because I like the date being preserved as 2009. Yeah, all these other save files are pathetic, though. 60 stars. Worthless. And I think the one in the back there with Peach is 2012. So that's the last time this game was booted up. I've used the Wii a little bit more recently than that, but not this game, apparently. So anyway, that means we got to make a new save file.
Marvelous.
Which meant also we got an excuse to troll through some of my old Miis that were sitting around on this system from, a decade ago. Some of them being friends that I haven't seen in like 15 years at this point. A couple that I haven't seen in quite some time. There's only a handful of actual Mario characters you can pick up. We got Ron Weasley, and we got Harry Potter. We got Harry Potter. A couple of others tucked away in here. We also got the cast of Psych. We got Sean, Gus, Lassiter, and Juliet.
Marvelous.
But I feel like and there's me. Hey, look, that's me. That's a me of me. I know who that is. I think we should go. I think we should go with Voldy though. I think he looks the most like a planet.
Is that his eyebrows or his eyes?
Who knows? Who knows the answers to these questions?
Oh no! Oh no!
Planet Voldy. Here we go. Welcome, new galaxy.
Gosh.
Oh yeah, co-star 2-player. I didn't actually wind up using any of that for this footage. I know you talked about that you used to do 2-player by yourself with the to cheat. Anyway, every 100 years. Sorry, go ahead.
I would just use the other remote to collect all the star bits.
You could do that with the. We could do that with the first remote too.
I don't know. It's fine.
Dual wielding.
Yeah.
Dual wield. Comet was so large it filled the skies and sent countless shooting stars raining down. Is that how comets work?
Two little toads on a date.
Is that how comets work? I don't know about that.
I think so.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Toads brought the shooting stars to the castle where they became a great power star. I like power. We need more of it in generally speaking. It should have been a very happy time for the citizens of the Mushroom Kingdom. It should have been, but it wasn't.
I'm waiting for the whoa!
Didn't we solve the energy crisis with this thing? Why wasn't it a happy time? They're just sitting down there looking at it. They got cold fusion right in their hands and they're not using it for anything. That was the night of the Star Festival, held once every 100 years to celebrate the comet. Only every 100 years. Boy, it would have been unfortunate if Mario hadn't been alive during this one.
Yeah!
Things could have gone down a little bit differently. Whoa! I forgot she was in the moon. Even when I recorded this, I double forgot that she was in the moon.
Here's something I'd like to give you. From Peach.
I thought when I was
the way that was voice acted. Peach.
I thought when I was recording this initially, I remember being surprised that she had voice acting because I always remember that she reads the letter at the beginning of 64, and then I know Sunshine has voice acting, but I think maybe it's because it's drowned out underneath the score in this. But I completely forgot that she had actual voice acting in this, where she like read lines. Whatever. Anyway. The game doesn't let you do as much. You can't point it at the screen and pick up star bits regardless if you're a second player at this point, I don't think. Maybe if you're a second player, you're allowed at the beginning here, but you're not allowed to as Mario. It took me a few minutes to kind of reacclimate myself to how this game worked. I don't think I'd seen footage of the beginning of this game in years. I know, like, I don't think I'd watched any playthroughs of it or played it. So, I mean, I remembered all of this, but I don't think I'd actually looked at any of this in a long time.
Yeah. Oop.
My Wiimote was acting up during this, by the way. You're gonna notice a couple times throughout this that the detection was bad. I fixed it later though.
Okay.
I was trying to remind myself if I had what the moveset was. I have the triple jump, but I don't have some other 64 moves. Mario, you're the last guest to arrive. I'm glad you can make it. All the guests are here. Time to party. Aidan, can you do a Toad voice?
Hey!
Here, I want to hear your Toad voice. Hit me with a Toad voice.
Oh God!
Read the next dialogue.
Yay! You're here! The Star Festival is starting! Yahoo!
Okay, she can do it. Awesome, great. We're gonna have lots of good Toad voice acting throughout this playthrough. Throughout this,
I'm gonna need to go get some water about halfway through.
or throughout this ramble at least, since we're not gonna do a full playthrough of this. For anybody who's not familiar with this, familiar with our format, this is labeled Research Ramble because it's not a full playthrough. We're only doing a partial. We're only checking out this game for a couple of hours, but it should be fun in the meantime. So what was the last time you think you laid your eyes on this game, Aidan? Since I have the definitive numbers of 2009/2012. When do you think was the last time you played this?
I know I booted up my Wii babysitting, so maybe like 2017, which really is not that long.
That's not that long ago at all. Do you think you played this,
but
or you just booted up the Wii at that point in time? You're saying?
I know I played, not a Wii game, but can be played on the Wii. Is Chibi Robo?
Oh yeah, GameCube game.
Yeah. I don't know if
you've spoken fondly of Chibi Robo several times to me.
Yes. I
never had any actual exposure.
I had it for the I mean, it was for the GameCube, but I got it from a friend and played it on my Wii, and just kind of, she never asked for it back, and then she moved away, and I still had it, so that was just that.
Yikes.
But she also had, like the DS version.
Mm-hmm.
And I did play that a couple times, but I did not end up with the copy of that.
I don't think I have anything that was loaned to me that I never ever gave back. I know that I am sitting on a copy of Mario 64 for the DS, because there was an enhanced port of Mario 64 for the Nintendo DS. But I didn't borrow that from a friend. My brother borrowed that from a friend, and now I don't know if he knows that friend anymore, and he's off on the other side of the country in college. And I'm sitting on the copy of it, but it's not my fault. And I don't know who to return it to, so that's all it is.
I would feel a little... Ooh, here he comes.
That was very sudden. That was very, very
Yeah.
sudden that he just did there. Are those, wait, hold on, all those streaks that are going through the air, is he firing those? Are those mortar shells? What's happening
Yeah,
there?
it looked like they
Yeah, it
were
looks like they're
they were like
explosives.
fireballs of some kind.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, okay. They
and
turn
they're-
them into crystals. There we go.
Oh no!
That is their weapon. All right, I was curious if those were like just leftover effects in the Shooting Star Festival or no. So they're firing some kind of crystallization mortar shells. Got it. That's a weird cut. That's clearly a video file of the flag superimposed over the footage.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
Oh no! How could this have happened?
Oh, and she has a little baby.
Why does she have that?
He looks
Luma?
like a foil balloon.
Maybe they're gonna have. Maybe they'll have balloons of Lumas at the Nintendo Universal Land whenever that opens up post COVID.
Oh gosh.
They're still. It's
What
almost
a strange world we live in.
I think it was supposed to be open in Japan by now because it was supposed to coincide with the Olympics. Princess Peach, blah, gah, 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 gah. This is how I talk all the time. I wonder if they can
I love
understand
that she
him.
has. Yeah, she has like normal words, and he's just.
Is it like Chewbacca? Like he goes, but everybody in this
Like the
world can just
comparison.
understand him.
Or like R2D2.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
That's the Lumas. The Lumas are R2D2.
yeah. They go, woo! Yeah, they actually do. They make sounds like R2D2.
Mm-hmm.
They're speaking binary like R2D2 does.
Panic
In fear! Ah! How could this have happened?
Mario does get the
Racking up
ability
those
to
Starbits.
Mario does get the ability to break these crystals by spinning around, but he only gets it
Yeah.
after he goes to outer space, which I'm left to assume means that these toads were trapped in these crystals until he got back from his mission, you know, a month later or however long it took.
Yeah.
How unfortunate.
Maybe he like wrote a letter home, and the toads learned how to spin.
Yeah. You have to spin around and hit the crystals.
Oh, why didn't we think of that?
Because I also remember ages ago, it's still sitting around on a hard drive somewhere, but we shot like number of years ago, we shot a ramble of the first Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64.
Yes.
Which is another game that you said you played back in the day, but that it was like, I don't remember the details. You were sharing your Wii with someone at that point, so like they would play part of it and you would play part of it, so you missed chunks of the game or whatever.
Yes. So, recently I've, for therapy purposes, been asked to like compile like a timeline of my life because it's a mess.
Interesting. Do we need to talk about this on a show?
No, it's fine. That
Okay,
was all
alright,
the
alright.
detail I was thinking, so it's cool.
Okay, all right.
But so one of the things that I remember, like trying to piece together where I was living and everything, was sharing the Wii with, it was a mom's boyfriend who moved in with us for a while, and he brought his young son. And I could not stand him as a person. like he played on my Wii, and he had his own save file, but he played on my save file, which meant that I did miss pieces. But he had his own save file!
Did he botch a Mario Galaxy save file or not?
I don't know. But I only remember the Paper Mario one making me mad, I guess.
Well, I guess that's that's the story one. That's the one that actually matters, where you actually miss stuff.
And then he would leave apple cores underneath the couch. And I did not understand.
I don't understand. No, I
Because
can't.
it was like, not only are you just being a messy person, like you know it's wrong to be a messy person, and you're trying to hide your mess. So you know it's wrong.
No.
Pick up your apple core.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that very
No!
much.
I didn't like it
I
at
already
all.
didn't. I already didn't like this guy. The sanctity of save files. He disrespected it. But now that you've added this little detail in there. What a weird dude.
Oh, I didn't like him at all. And he was whiny, and he didn't flush half of the time.
Oh, Aidan.
Yeah,
No.
No.
TMI.
Yes.
Too much.
So, like, I have... Yeah, yep.
Woo.
That's what I've been thinking
The castle
about
got
recently.
much bigger when it was pulled out into outer
Yeah.
space. That's what you've been
Yes.
thinking about recently?
Why do we have... So we have the pirate spaceships, but we also have this UFO
I guess
dude.
he's collaborating with aliens, right? Like
Okay.
Bowser's own armada went into space, and then he met some aliens somewhere, and he's working with them. Is my assumption, at least. So
That
this one's
sounds
also
like a
speaking in a
slide
weird.
whistle.
They're also they're speaking in slide whistle language.
Screams! Oh man. How's he gonna survive that fall from outer space? He's gonna get burned up in the atmosphere.
I don't think he takes fall damage in this game. I think he'll be fine. He takes fall damage in Mario 64 sometimes. And I think that's the only time Mario's ever taken fall damage. I could be mistaken about that. Wait, oh, that doesn't make any sense. He was falling towards a planet. How did he wind up on a moon?
Bonnie.
What do you want with me, Space Bunny? No, no playing. No, now is the time for answers. Give me information.
Jump with A.
Leave. No. I'm not here to play.
Well, looks like you don't have a choice. We're jumping.
Do you know if you ever beat this game back in the day or not? Do you recall?
Probably not.
That wouldn't shock me. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Not a slight against your gamer cred or whatever. I was just I know more just that I know your habits. I know that you've been playing Birth by Sleep for 3 years at this point, so or maybe not that long.
3 years.
Like a year, 2 years, whatever.
It's definitely been a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's December. It'll be January. It'll be 2 years.
Well, you're gonna have to do something about that, or you're gonna have to watch
Yeah.
our playthrough. There were a lot of people who were very much like, "Ooh, man, I can't wait to hear Aidan say these things about Kingdom Hearts 3," and I was like, no, not gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen.
You're gonna be waiting.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, if only I'd hidden in the pipe. Is that a clue? Are you offering me a clue, Luma? These would make good balloons. These would make good balloons at Universal. Have your own little Luma balloon.
Oh my gosh, I
should-
would pay so much money.
I bet they won't do that, and they should. That's a good idea. I like this idea a lot. Luma balloons.
Capitalism.
I like this idea. I wasted quite a bit of time trying to get onto this roof and get all these star bits, because I got on the first time cleanly, and then I kept trying to get to the smokestack, and it did not work out for me.
Nope.
But this is good, because it gave me a few minutes to reacclimate myself to the controls and the jumps again,
Yeah.
so whatever.
Oof,
I almost
thank
made
you.
it. It just does not like me at all.
God. This was one thing I recall really disliking about this game, is being upside down, and I just don't have the spatial awareness for... Oh, you took so long you did a little time lapse.
It was not worth watching. The game does not have great camera controls, but lets you go first person every now and then. That doesn't help with spatial awareness sometimes, is that you're not allowed to manipulate the camera in this game very often.
Yeah, because if you could just spin it around.
But it's a game for children, Aidan, and children don't know how to use camera controls, which is why they're all playing Fortnite.
Oh God, don't.
I'm not allowed to say Fortnite around you.
No, I just. I'm so over the hype and.
I think the hype is dead. I think it's just a thing people do with their friends for funsies. I personally have never played it even for a second, so whatever.
I have, I think, twice, ever.
Weren't impressed?
No.
Oh well.
I basically was I was just there and I had very minimal interest to begin with, and so I was playing with people who were experienced gamers of the Fortnite, and they would basically just be like, okay, we are out of inventory slots, hand this to Aidan and she will carry it for the remainder of the game, and we will try to not let her die. And that was enough. That was the only taste of Fortnite that I needed.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Oh, got him.
These bunnies hung out in Peach's Castle in Mario 64 too, but they looked a little bit different because they weren't space bunnies.
They're so sweet.
You wouldn't say that if you're the one who had to chase them around.
No, I probably wouldn't. I would probably be calling them bad words if I was having to chase them. Oh. So, okay, I forgot that the sparklers were indicators of star bits.
Yeah, that's where star bits hide. Enemies don't. This is a child dumb game for babies, Aidan. There aren't hidden enemies leaping out at you.
I wasn't thinking enemies. I was thinking that's where the other Bonnie was.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. No.
So those green things, can't you like spin and shoot those?
Yes, you can, but I
At
can't.
least eventually?
Yeah, I can't spin yet. I gotta catch all the bunnies before I'm allowed to spin. And now the bunny has escaped me. I'm on the others. I went all the way to China now. Now I'm back.
There it goes.
There were grand, tall trees here that got chopped down. Look at those
Yep.
trunks. Those were once tall and mighty trees, and they got chopped down for some reason. They're so tall. If the trunk is that wide at the base, it must have left this planet's atmosphere. And I go in the hole again.
Ugh.
I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen. I run a YouTube channel where I play video games. And it's not one of those channels where we just do poorly in video games and make fun of ourselves.
Ooh, ooh.
The channel's called
Yay.
Research Runs. You may have heard of it before because you're watching a video on it. Yeah, see? That's kind of like, that's a little bit like an R2-D2. That's like a more cutesy R2-D2. It's like a BB-8, actually, is what it is.
Yes, that is very true.
That's the kind of sound BB-8 would make. Woo!
That's right. They got the... One of my boyfriend's friends refers to, it's like Rosalina or just Rosa?
Rosalina. Mm-hmm.
It is, okay. Refers to her as the emo princess.
Just because she's got a little hair over her
The
eye?
swoopy hair, yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been playing Super Mario Party on the Switch.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, and she's a playable character. You can also get her as an ally and such, and so he will get the emo princess.
Yeah, Mario Party and Mario Kart went opposite directions because Mario Party used to be numbered, and then the numbers got so high that they dropped the numbers and started giving them subtitles. Whereas Mario Kart originally was just subtitles. Super Mario Kart 64, Super Circuit, Double Dash, Wii, and then they started numbering them, and then it was 7 and 8. They went opposite routes. I've been watching you from here. This place is called the Gateway to the Starry Sky. This place exclusively?
She got real blue eyes.
If you want to leave this planet, you have to land on this. You want to leave the big planet, you have to land on this planet. She has blue eyes, blue outfit, blue light, blue gems in her crown. She's got all kinds of stuff going on.
Cosmos.
Who appointed
Special
you?
one.
Who appointed you queen of the cosmos?
Who died and made you queen?
Hey, listen.
Oh, she got star earrings.
What do you know about my
Fancy.
relationship with Peach? Don't assume anything. Just because I chase her around all the time, that doesn't mean she's that special to me. It's just my job. You don't know how much she pays me, lady. Do you see me? Look at my body, okay? You think there's a lot going on there? This is strictly business.
You think Princess Peach wants to get with a plumber?
Just as it has visited you with Luma, I hope you can rescue the Grand Stars. Whatever you say, lady. But we are going to have to move on to the subject of payment. No, nuh-uh, no! Don't you ghost me like Peach does! No, you bitch! Another day, another paycheck. Looks like the Mario brothers are going back on the unemployment benefits.
Well, right now they're pretty decent. At least they were for a couple months. I don't know if they still are.
Who knows? I mean, all the time in these games, he's picking up money off the ground. He's paying so much attention. He's just picking up individual coins off the ground and hoarding them. And when he gets 99 of them, he gets an extra life. Okay. This man is so stressed about money that when he gets $100, that takes a year off of him, or adds a year, I guess. Whatever. Who cares? Dun 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 dun. Hi there. Good to see you. I have some bad news though. I just got here. It's nothing but bad news. You can't leave without it, so find all the star chips to fix it. Oh, and be sure not to fall in the black hole. What? I didn't sign up for this. This is more than I was expecting when I got out of bed today. Every time Peach invites me to anything, it's more of this garbage.
Oof, oof, big oof.
Yeah, see, watch
No.
in this game when he picks up coins. When I find a coin, he's gonna get one pip of life back. He needs money to live.
I'm not even playing and I'm stressed.
Aidan, you get too wigged out by video games.
I know, I
You
really
need to,
do.
You need to chillax. You need to relax, do a little bit of yoga, take a chill pill, calm down.
Speaking of Super Mario Party again, there's like one game where you have to like walk along a path and not fall off of the path to like hand your firework to the next person. It's like a relay. The computers, if you have them set on like a skilled level, can do their little portion in like 8 seconds or so, and I consistently take upwards of like 15. Just because I'm like, please don't fall, please don't fall. I go very slow. Is this
your first Mario Party real exposure and experience?
I feel like we played it one time.
You and I definitely did not ever play Mario Party. We might have played Mario Kart once or twice. I don't actually own any Mario Parties.
We played something.
Ow!
It was you and I and your brother, and it was on the Wii U.
We played Nintendo Land a couple of times. That's what we did.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the first game for the Wii U. Nintendo was showing off all the cool stuff you could do with the gamepad, and it was like, oh sweet, this console's gonna be neat. Look at all these cool ideas. And then they ran out of cool ideas. There were so many neat things that could have been done with the Wii U, and nobody did it, because as soon as EA said we're not going to put games on it, nobody else put games on it, and then Nintendo ran out of ideas themselves. It's like, why wasn't there ever like a D&D game where the Dungeon Master used the gamepad to manage all the stuff, and then everybody else used a Wiimote or whatever to do basic menu nav? There's so many things that could have been done with the Wii U. Because like Nintendo Land was such a cool proof of concept game with the hide and seek mode, with the Luigi's Mansion game, and then there was nothing that ever even got close to those heights of that. There was still I still like the Wii U. There were still some good games on it, but there was nothing that ever even got close to those levels of using the hardware in an interesting way. It was very unfortunate. That's a big boy.
I feel like oh.
But he's just as easy to kill though, because this is a game for children.
Yes.
You were about to say you said I feel something?
Yeah. I feel like there was another cool game, that I played on the Wii U. Maybe it wasn't though, I think it might have been on the Switch. Where like Yoshi is made of yarn and everything is made of yarn.
There were a couple of those. There's one on the Wii U and then one on the Switch. There's like Yoshi's Woolly World, then Yoshi's Crafted World. I think the first one was on the Wii U and then the next one was on the Switch.
Okay, I don't remember which one I've played.
Nintendo really likes material gimmicks, like things made of things. Yoshi's Epic Yarn, no, it was Kirby's Epic Yarn on the Wii. Yoshi's Woolly World, Yoshi's Crafted World. Paper Mario stopped being about narrative storylines and became about origami and paint. It's kind of weird.
Someone that my boyfriend plays Fortnite with has played the new, or has interacted with in some way the new Paper Mario and said it was good.
It's the best one they've released since Thousand Year Door. Well, I should say that, because there's also I always forget about Super Paper Mario because it's like this stopgap between the really good games and the garbage games. But it's just I don't know if we've ever really had this in-depth discussion about Paper Mario, but it's like it's very clear that Miyamoto, the guy who made Mario and Zelda and Bowser, he must think that, you know how in Paper, because I know you played the first Paper Mario, Aidan, you know how you team up with like a Goomba who reads out of a book and tell you, and you team up with a Koopa who delivers the mail, and a Babam and a cute little Boo who's pretty. Okay, so I think Miyamoto thinks that if you team up with Koopas and Goombas and Boos and you know their name and you like them and you get along with them, then that will make it so that you can't jump on them in the normal Mario games. Like, I think he thinks that if you have any kind of emotional attachment, it ruins the ability to have fun playing a video game. He's kind of a curmudgeon-y old man about this stuff. Regardless, basically, Aidan, what happened to Paper Mario after you stopped playing was Thousand Year Door was really... Thousand Year Door was really good. Super Paper Mario was weird, but enjoyable. And then after that, Miyamoto basically said, okay, the series has to be just like... I can't get into a whole discussion about Paper Mario right now. There's no named characters in them anymore, except for Mario and Luigi and Peach. And there's a bunch of Toads, but even the Toads don't have unique designs. There's the Red Toad, Blue Toad, Yellow Toad. Stop talking to me, Luma. I'm pushing switches to save the thing. Anyway, the this most recent one, Origami King, looks like it's the first time that they've like really tried in a while, but they're still bound by a bunch of really dumb rules that I don't really want to talk about in the middle of a game where in the middle of a video where I want to talk about a good Mario game.
Okay.
That'll be we'll have that discussion another time.
Sounds good.
I would say that it's there are a lot of people who are enjoying Origami King, and I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong. But a lot of the people who are enjoying Origami King clearly never actually played the Paper Mario and Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door. Yeah, it's like I've seen people writing about there's a quotation marks emotional scene in Origami King. And people have been like, I can't believe a scene like this was in a Mario game, and it's like there were at least like 4 scenes like that in the other in the ones that it's whatever. Doesn't matter. Here we are, Comet Observatory. Not as cool as some other hubs in Mario, but very cool still, all the same. That's one of my favorite pieces of music in any game.
We just rescued the Grand Star from the same situation. It was powering a ship,
and now we're powering this ship.
And now it's willingly powering this ship.
Not just that, we forced it into that ooze of energy, which will have more power stars shoved into it, which means they're all being dumped into a collective consciousness where their souls will meld together and they'll all become one entity and lose all individuality.
I've been watching too much Full Metal Alchemist for this.
I forgot you started watching FMA.
I finished Brotherhood.
Oh, you finished Brotherhood. How'd you like that?
Yeah. I want to shoot people.
What, the people who recommended it to you or characters in the show?
No, let's be clear. It was not recommended to me. It was, we're sitting down and I'm forcing you to watch the first 4 episodes in one night so that you make it to the Nina episode and you're emotionally invested and you're stuck in this hell with me. That's how my introduction to this went.
Isn't that what I did to you with Kingdom Hearts?
I mean, basically, yes, but I'm less mad about it.
Anyway, we pass by this area once every 100 years, but we suddenly stopped in front of this planet. So Rosalina's a couple hundreds of years old, or is she just saying that that's the ship's routine and she took it over recently? How old is Rosalina? Like beyond human, or is she just fronting?
Space.
I suppose
they got stuff.
But her backstory doesn't make it sound like she's been from space forever. I don't know how much of her backstory you ever got into when you played it.
If the ship is in deep hibernation, maybe she was in deep hibernation. That's a thing. That's a ploy that lots of plots use.
But she's only been in this ship's only been in deep hibernation for like the 5 minutes since Bowser attacked them when they were hovering over the planet.
Oh, well.
It's called the Comet Observatory, and they say there's a festival for a comet passing by once every 100 years. So I think the implication is supposed to be that it isn't even a comet, and like people in the Mushroom Kingdom haven't invented telescopes to be able to look into the night sky and see, wait a second, that comet is clearly a spaceship. Bunch of idiots.
Please. She only gets one word.
Please. This observatory uses star power to project images of the galaxies that are scattered across space. And there is a chance we can use our few remaining stars to look for other power stars.
Ooh. Look.
I do love just the handful of lines that she has. Look. I'm looking at it. The camera cut to it. We observe galaxies from domes.
I have no other options.
From domes. We call these domes. The only one is working right now, powered by the power star you restored, and this one is the Terrace. Please go to the Terrace and try to recover the power stars from the galaxies that you can see there. If we do that, we'll be able to... I don't know if he sounds like... I'm doing a Toadsworth voice just because of tropes. I don't know. The Comet Observatory's ability to fly like a starship. Ah, look at my chubby body, and I still sound like this. It's not what you would expect, is it? Yes, I'd like to save my game, but my Wii Remote still isn't cooperating. It gets much worse later on in this recording session.
Oh no!
I cut around it and I fix it, but there's a point where it wasn't working at all.
Oh gosh.
Gosh, she is tall. I guess we don't know how
is.
I guess we don't know how short Mario is. We don't know how short Mario is, but she still seems pretty tall. Yeah. You should go to the Terrace first. Okay. Whatever you say. Please rescue the power stars in the galaxies you see there. I can try that.
What was that sound? Sounded like a fart.
He's got his face rubbing, he's got his nose rubbing right up
Yep.
against that Luma's butt. He can smell, oh,
Yep.
mamma mia. Oh, I had hoped that in the vacuum of space I would not have to worry about such things. Oh well, whatever.
Power stars are your friends, but you're using them as energy sources.
That's what that's what they're...
This is FMA. People are power. Oh my gosh.
I will say, because the Peach, so like in terms of hubs in Mario games, I know you haven't had a lot of exposure to some of the other ones, but the 3D Mario games, that is. Mario 64, you've got the Peach's Castle, which is this relatively large space, but things are locked off behind doors. There's a lot of different hallways and rooms and tons of, like, it feels like there's a bunch of secrets to uncover and stuff. Delfino Plaza is this open courtyard in Super Mario Sunshine that has a bunch of little things hidden around it to discover and stuff. This one, comparatively, the Comet Observatory, doesn't have as much stuff to find. It isn't as complicated. You kind of, even though obviously more of it gets unlocked as you go on, you can see all of it and you kind of have the lay of the land from the beginning. But...
Oh!
I love the atmosphere of this place.
Yeah, it's very soothing.
Mm-hmm. Not the theme that's playing right now, but the main Comet Observatory theme that picks up later once you've actually restored some of the power to this place is one of my favorite pieces of music in any Mario game. It's incredible. The do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, the kind of waltz-ish feeling track. I'm sure we'll get to it later on in these videos. But anyway, obviously I'm supposed to be going to the level, but this is how I play video games. Whatever the game tells me to do, I'm going to do the opposite of it. And in particular, over here, you're not supposed to be able to get over here yet, and the door isn't locked. But you can make the jump to get over to that other dome there. That's, even though it's in color, you're not supposed to be able to get to it yet. I'm standing on a platform where the camera zooms out, which makes this difficult. But if you could stand on just the lip of the platform right next to that little circle right there that makes it zoom out, if you can just walk right on the edge and not actually step on it, not like that, not like that, like so, and not like that. Eventually, though. It's nice that she has this safety net, considering that she can fly and the Lumas can fly. You'd think there would be no need to install such a thing, but I guess she foresaw such an occurrence.
Oh, yeah!
There we go. See, I told you I could do it, and it's completely useless and nothing to get to here yet. I also love
though.
It's very pretty. I love how this planet below us looks. It almost doesn't even look like a planet. We can't really make out any land masses. It looks almost like a massive gas. Like, it doesn't look like the planet we saw Princess Peach's castle get taken off of a few minutes ago, you know? It looks like something completely different. There's the sun cresting over it in that direction, but below it mostly just looks like clouds, a sea of blue, and some patterns of stars that, in a different game, I would say, oh, is that like the layout of a city? Are those city lights, like, you know how in Star Wars you can see, like, you know, you can see the outlines of cities sometimes? But that just looks like a weird, like, formation of, I don't know, like chemical explosions in the atmosphere or something. Anyway, the garage, your one-stop shop for intergalactic starship repairs. Are there a lot of people doing intergalactic travels in this galaxy?
I don't know.
I don't know. This sure would be an interesting place to live.
Yeah.
Once it's all up and functional, like there's all these rooms have different functions. You could live here. You'd probably feel like you were, pretty confined after a little while. But then again, I suppose hanging out on that grassy area there, just watching the stars streak by, that'd be pretty scenic. That'd be pretty enjoyable.
Well, and your view changes, right? Because this is a ship; it moves.
Yeah,
so even though you're in, you have your comfortable home, but you're still getting to explore. You're seeing things.
A mobile home that doesn't go anywhere.
Well, it goes places once we get it powered up.
Have you
it's
ever
just
seen
in hibernate right now.
Have you ever seen The Last Starfighter?
I don't think I've seen any Starfighter.
The Last Starfighter is a movie. It's not the last entry in a Starfighter series. There's a movie called The Last Starfighter.
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
I got you.
The plot line involves a human from Earth being this trope has been used a lot, but it was the first time that it was used basically as an arcade game that simulates starship controls, right? And they're distributed across Earth, and they just seem like normal arcade games. And this kid who's like in a trailer park somewhere in the middle of nowhere, USA, right? Gets really good at the game and gets a really good high score. It turns out these things were planted, and they're actually recruitment devices to try and find people who are good enough to fly. I know you're saying, oh, of course, because this is like,
this was the first time.
The gamer fantasy of, I'm so good at the video game, I'll be able to do stuff. This was like the first time it was ever done. So he gets, this was like a year after Tron.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So this was
This is like a year before or a year after Tron. It was like at the exact same time. But anyway, the character winds up getting involved in star battles, and there's a great scene where he's talking with his co-pilot, and they're parked somewhere hiding out temporarily, and they're just chatting about their lives. And he explains, "I live in a mobile home." Well, it's called a mobile home, but it doesn't actually go anywhere. And the alien goes, "Huh, a mobile home that doesn't go anywhere." And he just considers it for a second.
Dino Piranha.
Yeah. Okay. And then this little section right here was used as a stage in Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate. This is the Galaxy representation in Smash.
Don't they they do spit at you.
Yeah, they're kind of weird because they're sort of like Goombas, but they have
they're space Goombas.
Yeah, it's like they're a space mutation of Goombas. Maybe that's what was piloting when we saw the UFO helping out Bowser's Armada. I guess there are just entities that are space, that are native to space.
I didn't know that I liked the noise, but I do like the noise that those things make.
What, the little aliens, or?
Yeah. I'm sitting here wiggling.
so here I am attempting to use the Wii Remote to pick up star bits, and as you can see,
it's not going well.
No, I fix it later. But for the time being, all you gamers out there who are gonna see moments where in the flight sequence and I fly past star bits and I don't pick up any of them, and you go, no, it's because I was physically incapable. The Wii Remote was not working. I fix it later, I promise. To pick up star bits scattered throughout the galaxy, touch them with your... These people talk in symbols. They are Star Wars characters.
Maybe I didn't realize that you could do it one player, because I used both of them. I used... Because in the... You can hold things.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I remember you telling me that you cheated the game out by holding chain chomps and objects in place to make it easier for yourself.
Yes.
Which is probably actually harder since you had to put down the nunchuck and use your other remote to stop them.
I have two hands.
Yeah, but you have to hold the Wii Remote with one hand and the nunchuck with the other hand, because the nunchuck is how you move Mario. So you have to put one down and pick up the Wii Remote.
No, I would have the nunchuck in my left hand and the Wii Remote in my right hand.
The second Wii Remote, you mean?
Well, you have to have the nunchuck plugged into one, but you don't have to be holding that Wiimote.
That's what I'm saying. So you put down the player 1 Wii Remote, you just use the nunchuck, and then you picked up the player 2 Wii Remote.
Yes!
These are the real gamer strats, people. This is how the speedrunners do it. And the Underground theme. Oh, funky remix of the classic Underground theme. This is some people will already know this, and I may have even mentioned this to you previously, but since I was calling Miyamoto, I want to be clear, I have a lot of respect for Miyamoto, for his contributions to video gaming, for making Mario and The Legend of Zelda and Donkey Kong and all kinds of other amazing things. Shigeru Miyamoto is a very talented guy. He seems to have a lot of really old-fashioned sensibilities about what video games are. And apparently he harshly... You hear the music that's playing right now?
Yes.
Okay, the symphony, the incredible soundtrack from Mario Galaxy, he was harshly opposed to it. Because he thought it would distract people. There's a quote where he talked about, he thought that if music quality of this high was coming out of the game, players would become distracted because they would think that somebody in their apartment had turned on a CD player. Which is... one of the strangest perspectives I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But apparently there wound up being rules about some tracks in the game where the tempo had to match up with Mario's. The rhythm had to somehow match with Mario's animations or whatever on certain tracks. I may be wrong about that one. I read about this a while ago. I
like the idea though, but it does sound a little convoluted.
People did have to People had to argue with him to convince him to let them put this kind of score into a Mario game, which is good because this game has an incredible soundtrack.
I feel like one of my first boyfriends would listen to this whilst doing other things. Would just find the soundtrack on YouTube and listen to it while he did things.
Well, you yeah. No, I just mean I'm thinking about like at like the time period, then like guys, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Gamer guys, late 2000s, early 2010s. Yeah.
No, it was definitely after 2010.
I said early 2010s. Like I'm just saying in general, people who are like the right age to have been hit by this or whatever really hard.
Yeah.
I listen to video game music sometimes when I'm just doing things, but
he would be like playing other video games.
When I do it, I'm doing it ironically, so it's cool.
He would like be playing like Minecraft or something and be listening to the.
Well, I guess if you're playing Minecraft, that's okay. You're allowed to play anything in the background that you want while playing Minecraft.
Yes.
You can listen to a podcast, you can listen to a movie soundtrack or an album or or other video game music. Listening to other music while playing Minecraft is acceptable.
He generally played on like creative, just like built things. So it wasn't like you have to listen for the things in caves or whatever.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to get attacked by anything.
Oof.
Oh, you tried.
Yeah. See, if you were here, you would have just held that boulder in place and it wouldn't have happened.
Yep. Just been like, I don't need this. Oh, there's a big coin on the bottom.
The big coins trigger like that. A minute ago when we were following the musical notes, they always trigger. They have a question mark on them. They trigger some kind of. I hesitate to call them puzzle elements. I guess just other alternative challenges, I suppose. Usually timed in some way. What does this sign say on this planet? With that's advice for space travelers who will never come here. Like for these two little aliens who live here, well, they're dead now. I don't know what they were. We killed the entire indigenous population of this planet in two strikes. There was a piranha plant.
Well, there they are again. They're just small babies.
There was a piranha plant on that planet, but he was an invasive species. He was from Earth. Yes. He was brought here by Bowser. It was good to kill him. Killing those other ones was not so good though. Or I don't know, maybe piranha plants are originally from outer space and they wound up in the Mushroom Kingdom. They fell to Earth from space pods. Who knows?
They're invasive to Earth.
Yeah, they're invasive to the whole planet. I was editing an episode of another LP with Joey and myself recently. We were talking about invasive species and invasive plants and like about how kudzu is overtaking the American Southeast because it was brought in to deal with pests, and it's like, oh, oops, the only reason kudzu works in Japan is because it gets cold enough for it to die in the winter, and now it's like 50% of Georgia is covered in kudzu. So this part was interesting. You see this ammunal here, this alien that's running around under the dirt. You know, as the colonizer Mario, I have to kill all these things and bring them back to Earth. To put them in my museum and all sorts of other things, scientific research. So I was trying to stomp on it, run over it, shoot at it, and it was not working. I could not ascertain how to acquire this creature because I forgot that this was a child game for babies. And the solution is to just shake when you're next to it, as is the solution to everything in this game. So it took me a little while to figure that out, but then I gave it a shot, and I got him immediately. And you kick him, and he spits goodies all over the place.
Looks like for right now your remote's working okay. I don't remember. Do you shoot those? What do you do to the spiky
those?
ones?
Those, I don't think you can do anything with shooting them, but it's the... remember the blue plants you were asking about earlier that you can hit?
No, they're green.
Sorry, the green plants. Yes, you can hit those into those plants, into the evil spiky plants. Yeah.
Okay.
Now look, the entire native population of this planet, this family that's probably lived here for generations. That's one down, two down. The patriarch or the matriarch, whatever. The head of the family was down there, hiding underground. Took them out. I'm gonna give that last one up there. I'm gonna give him a few minutes of hope. I'm gonna let him dream of revenge. Of avenging his family, bringing justice and honor to his bloodline. He's thinking about it. He's forming a plan. He's getting ready to face me. He's gone. So what did you think of Full Metal Alchemist? See, here's a point where I couldn't get the remote to work, and I was trying to get these, and it just would not respond. Which then led to me shortly after I landed here pausing the game and fixing my sensor bar. But doesn't matter. But, I didn't know you'd finished FMA. I brought it up because I was making jokes about killing that family. But what did you think of FMA, other than your hatred of the people who made you watch it?
Gosh, it's so angry.
Did you like it?
I did. I think it makes a lot of really interesting commentary on government and the value of like life in general.
Mm-hmm. But was it like a fun? But did you have fun watching it? Or
I was in
pain. You did not. Okay, all right.
I was in pain.
I wanted to know if you had fun with the adventure, or if you were just I could see its value, but I didn't enjoy watching it. I was just curious.
I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I will probably watch the Not Brotherhood. I've heard it referred to as several different things. So just as the Not Brotherhood version.
Well, there's whatchamacallit. And so here I was trying to get a coin out of this, and I forgot again that the solution to everything is I don't remember if that was shake or shoot, but it's certainly not butt stomp, because that's what I always think, but that's not what it is. Plus I let myself get hit at the beginning because I was trying to fix my controller, so it was just a mess in general. So now we got back in time. This family got to come back to life, but I'm just going to eliminate them again, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah. No, I haven't actually watched Full Metal Alchemist. I've read about it, so I kind of know the general outline of things. But in terms of other things to watch, I know that there's like the original anime series, which is kind of like shorter and a little bit messier than Brotherhood.
Yes.
I think it has a completely different ending because I think the manga wasn't finished at the time. And then there are like a couple of OVAs and movies and things. There's like I don't know. I think there's like a couple that are set during, and there might be one or two like follow-up things. I'm not an expert though. Not at all. Not in the slightest.
I know the other anime starts before where Brotherhood starts, but just kind of weirdly.
I feel like I'm trying to remember the conversation, because I remember when you told me you were doing this, and I feel like we were talking about something else, like I was like recommending something else for you to watch, or you were talking about something else you wanted to watch, and then it was like, but I can't do that right now because I'm being forced to watch FMA. I don't remember what it was though. Oh well.
I don't know. I know we very briefly talked about me having not seen Attack on Titan, because I think it was right around when like a new season was about to come out.
I don't think it would have been that. I know that they announced season 4 relatively recently and moved to a new studio and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't think I would have talked to you about Attack on Titan. I've harassed a couple of my friends about Attack on Titan, but only there's one friend I have, Joey, I should go and say it, who watches the anime but stopped reading the manga a while ago. Now he's waiting for the anime. He read ahead in the manga for a while, but now he's decided he's gonna wait for the anime. And then I have another friend who does read the manga, and I get to bother her every now and then about it, because I would need somebody to talk to about what's happening in the manga and Attack on Titan, because it's wild. But that's neither here nor there.
I remember the conversation being, though, that Joey...
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah. But so I don't think it was like you trying to convince me to watch it. I think it was just like...
What was the conversation regarding... What was I saying about Joey? Do you remember?
I think what you just said, that he had previously read the manga but was waiting.
Gotcha.
Oh, it turned into a flower.
Yeah, when you shoot it, it turns into a little flower, and money comes out of it. Yeah. Money doesn't grow on trees, but it grows on flowers in this universe, and Mario needs a lot of it.
I think how the two, how Attack on Titan and FMA got combined is like they both, like the first couple episodes are not super drawing you in, but then after the first couple episodes you are stuck because something happens.
Perhaps.
Because that's exactly how FMA is. I was actually talking to one of my friends who... He feels that he's picky, but I feel like that he's weird with his choices of anime. Like, they're just all over the board, and I feel like they have no rhyme or reason. And although he presents logic, I feel like it's just weird choices. But he watched the first couple but did not make it to the Nina episode of FMA and was like, yeah, I just never really got into it. And I'm like, well, that's why you didn't make it to the episode that gets you into it.
You didn't get to the show playing its hand and revealing what it's about and where it's going to go. No, regardless, I think...
I feel the same way about Attack on Titan. I never made it to whatever the interesting episode is.
Oh, I didn't know you actually watched it. Or maybe we talked about this before and I forgot.
I watched the first episode and that was it.
Oh. Yeah, usually I have better recollection of these conversations, but I think you remember this one better than I do, because I do not remember talking about Attack on Titan with you.
Well, it's okay.
Regardless, I think that's
his little hand motions. He looks like he's conducting a band.
Well, he has no mouth.
Like a marching band.
There's no like lip flaps, so he has to do something to show that he's communicating. That's his I'm talking gesticulation.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this episode's gonna wrap up in a couple of minutes here. It's not quite done. I'm gonna walk around the Comet Observatory for a few more minutes, I think. But there are
delicious.
We will continue with more Mario Galaxy. This one we only really got to do one real level in this episode. It's still kind of the beginning. Okay, we'll continue and hopefully see some more cool stuff as we go on here. Go break this crate open. There's an extra life inside. Thank you very much. They import those all the way from the Mushroom Kingdom here to the Comet Observatory. Here we now actually have the Comet Observatory coming in now. The Comet Observatory theme.
It gets more. This a lot too. Yeah.
This gets more layers as you upgrade the station. More and more instruments come in.
Ooh, I like that.
Because at the beginning it's just what do you hear right now? She's deflecting those shots hardcore. Look at that. She bounces those things right off of her.
You would think that she would like deflect them into the Luma, but
you think so?
Nah.
She's not a big. I guess she doesn't really care about waste out here in space. She doesn't care about space trash. It's not very good. We're gonna have big problems with space trash relatively soon in the near future here. Anyway, I don't know about relatively soon. Who knows when it's gonna be important? I mean, it is important right now. You know what I mean. I don't know when it's gonna be important in the Mushroom Kingdom. But it starts out with just a handful of instruments and it's kind of light, and by the end of it, it's a full orchestra performing this huge piece. There's like 4 or 5 phases to the Comet Observatory theme. It's very nice. It gets more complex as the game goes on. It's very enjoyable.
I like that as a function to kind of build as you unlock actual things to unlock more layers of music. That's a neat.
Yeah, a lot of games will incorporate. I noticed when I was in first person that when you shoot the star bits, they don't come from like the center of the screen. They come from somewhere off to the right. See, I'm shooting way off to the left there, and it's hitting Rosalina. It's just a quirk of where the shots come, because they always kind of fly from off screen when you shoot them when you're in third person. And when you're in first person, I guess they're still shooting from somewhere to the right of screen. She does not, I mean, she's tolerating it, but she doesn't like it either.
I feel like if I was in her position, I'd have reached out with my little wand and just like smacked you.
Probably.
Just been like, hey, you're gonna hit me with things, I'm gonna hit you with things.
Maybe this is why she was in Smash a couple years later. She learned how to fight to stop Mario from doing this garbage. But I'll stop harassing Rosalina and we'll play more of the actual video game next time.